Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is Wreck-It Rob TCG back with another video. This is the CENTAURBOR deck kind of review thing that I'm doing. Basically, in these, I'm just kind of showing you each individual deck that was released in the pre-order event type deal that Adrive and the team at Elestrals did. This one I'm going to be going over and kind of showing you some cards, what their effects are, my opinions on them. I'll share a few of them, and that'll be pretty much the video there, so let's get started. So, with this is the Earth deck, and this is definitely another high-tier deck in the 5-deck layout that they have right now. Definitely, I've seen some really good plays come out of this. There's a lot of good cards with good abilities. So yeah, this is first card up. We've got, hang on, actually, let me dump off some so I don't have so much in my hand here. We will dump off these guys, and I'll show you these guys in a minute. There we go. Alright, so we got Sprouter. His ability, when this Sprouter is normal enchanted, you can search your deck for an artifact and add that card to your hand, and he's a 3/5, which is really good. And the ability to search out the artifact that you need in this particular deck layout is really cool. Alright, then you got September. When this September is empowered by the artifact and destroys an Elestral in battle, you can Nexus the spirit from this from the artifact to September and special ascend the September to CENTAURBOR from your hand or deck. So that's really good. That's goes hand in hand for your artifact card there. So these guys are all in their little set here, their little trio. Then you got the big guy CENTAURBOR. You can disenchant one spirit or one Earth spirit from this CENTAURBOR to target and destroy one card on the field. If Folio Force, which is the stadium card for this deck, is enchanted, this CENTAURBOR cannot be targeted by invoke runes, which is kind of a big deal. So that's a really cool ability. And then you've got Tektoros, the big fella. This Tektoros gains 1 attack for every enchanted Earth enchant on the field. You got 2 copies of that guy. You've got a little Clovey there. Look at him, ain't he cute? Every time this Clovey receives an Earth spirit, you can draw 1 card, so it's a good way to draw. Then you got Dratea. I'm going to butcher some of these, don't worry about it. Dratea. When Ambrosia is enchanted, you can draw 2 cards, so it's a nice way to, to kind of get multiple kinds of rewards. You get Ambrosia is a card that allows you to pay 1 spirit to gain 3 spirits from the underworld and put them back into your spirit deck, which is really good. So if you have this guy out and you had you had your Ambrosia and did that, then you basically get to draw 2 cards for free. So that's cool. Then you've got Sakurasaur. You can expend 2 Earth spirits to draw 2 cards. Not bad, not super duper useful in a lot of circumstances, but it's a 6 and 6, which is, it's decent for sure. Like, it's, I think, just as a regular, beat 'em down kind of card. I mean, even without the effect, it's pretty good. So, then you've got I'm gonna butcher this. I've heard this card's name so many times, but I honestly, I'm gonna butcher it anyway. Spinif. When this Spinif is destroyed in battle, you can enchant this Spinif as an artifact empowering the Elestral that destroyed it with the effect empowered Elestrals has 0 attack. So, not bad. Then you got Spinosect. This card is really cool. This Spinosect can attack while in defense position using its defense stat. And as you can see, guys, it's a 9 defense stat, which is massive. So he is a really cool card. Then you got Equal Links. You can Nexus up to 2 Earth spirits on your field. If you successfully Nexus from this effect, you can target and destroy a rune on the field. So basically popping back row, which is really great. This guy's a really good card. Plus it allows for the Nexus ability. So that's basically a huge driving force of this deck. Then you got P-Gust. P-Gust is a super, super important card for a lot of decks, and his ability is great. Every time this P-Gust receives a Wind Spirit Elestral, you can target and destroy one rune on your opponent's field. So it's just a super, super good way to pop back row. You got Veritaqua here. His ability, when this Veritaqua attacks a defense position Elestral, destroy the Elestral and negate its effect. So pretty good there. Sorlet. This guy is a staple card, basically. So he's really, really important in a lot of different decks that you want to play. You can expend one Wind Spirit to target and change the position of a non-Wind Spirit Elestral. So really, really cool. Except for if you're playing against a Wind Spirit deck, then he's kind of useless. But other than that, like, he's just really, really good. Then you've got your main god and deity of the deck, which is Demeter. When this Demeter is first enchanted, you can enchant up to 3 Earth Spirits. You can disenchant 1 Earth Spirit from your Demeter to increase the attack and defense of Elestrals by 3 until the end phase. So really good way to use this and power up and overpower your opponents there. Then you've got the artifact card for Demeter, which is the Scythe of Demeter. The empowered Elestral gains 2 attack and 3 defense, and when the empowered Elestral destroys an Elestral in battle, you can move 1 Earth Spirit from your Underworld to your Spirit deck. So this is crazy good. The nice thing about that is as you're beating down your opponents and making them expend through just brute force of losing an Elestral, and having the difference of how many spirits, so they're constantly pulling out for spirits for that and discarding them, you're also gaining yours back. So it's a crazy nice card. Then you've got the Stadium of the deck of this deck, which is fully forest. All Elestrals on the field gain 1 attack and 1 defense for each of their Earth enchanted spirits. So basically with this, it works on your opponents as well. So if you're doing like a mirror match or something like that, you're basically helping them as well. But I mean, obviously this is the Earth deck, and that's kind of a super important thing to be able to topple over other Elestrals on your opponent's side of the field. So still a really, really good card for you. Earthquake. Now we're getting into the runes here. Target and destroy an Elestral on the field. I don't care who you are, but this card is pretty much a staple in any deck. It's just crazy, crazy good. To be able to just destroy an Elestral is kind of huge right now. There's not a huge amount of other runes that do that. So it's a really important card. Obviously, you've got your draw power here, Nectar of the Gods. I mean, you have your Clovey here, which does that, but I like this card. It's just my favorite card. I like the artwork and stuff like that. But you pay 2 spirits and you draw 2 cards. Pretty simple, but it's basically Pot of Greed, so you love that. Then you've got 2 Ambrosia. You pay 1 spirit, and then you can add 3 spirits from your Underworld to your Spirit deck. So you're basically replenishing your used spirits in your Underworld, and you're putting them back. So really good card. Circle of the Sky is a Nexus card. You've seen it in other videos and stuff like that, but you can Nexus up to 2 spirits on your field if you successfully Nexus this effect. If you successfully Nexus from this effect, you can draw 1 card. So not bad, not the greatest. It's kind of like a sideboard kind of card. It's not used in every circumstance, but it can be useful. Then you've got Tornado. You've got target 1 rune on your opponent's field and return it to their hand. So not bad. This card is crazy. This is also another staple card for a lot of decks, probably all of them right now. You can target an Elestral when it receives an enchantment and decrease its attack by 2. If the Elestral is still on the field during the end phase, you can expend 1 spirit to destroy it. So yeah, you decrease it by 2, and if it's not destroyed in that turn that you activated this, then you can pay 1 spirit to destroy it. But it's just a really good card to shut down Elestrals. And then this one is Tsunami. Change all water enchanted Elestrals on the field to defense position their position cannot be changed until the next turn. This is a super situational card. I would say that I would pull that out. You could put it in your sideboard, but I would only probably run one copy for this, and I wouldn't say that you probably need it a huge amount of the time, but it's not a bad card. It just is kind of situational. Obviously, it's definitely runs better in the water deck. Yeah, that's it. So I'm going to cut here, and then I'm going to show you guys the sideboard cards here. Alright, so here are the other cards that we have. This is the sideboards that Adrive threw in with these. We've got Giraflora. This card is when this Giraflora is normal enchanted, you can add one Earth Spirit here, Elestral, from your Underworld to your hand, which is kind of nice. You got one more Dratia. You've got another Tectoros. Now this card right here is kind of insane. This is Rummagem. His ability, when this Rummagem is normal enchanted, you can search your deck for a 1-spirit Earth Elestral and add it to your hand. So he's really good because if you you'd want to run 3 of them ideally, and what you would want to do, you'd run this card, and then you'd be able to search, and you could pull in you could pull in a bunch of different stuff. You could pull in like a Tectoros or whatever you're looking for. I've seen a lot of people where they'll run a Rummagem and then they'll search and find another one and keep searching, and it's nice because then as they'll play them as they need them, in case like they'll play one and then they'll be able to search for something. If they get into a really dicey situation, they'll be able to pull something out. So that card is really good, and I would main deck that card instead of having it in your sideboard. You've got another Equal Links. You can nexus up to 2 Earth Spirit Elestrals on your field, or Earth Spirits on your field. If you successfully nexus from this card, you can target and destroy a rune on the field. You've got another Earthquake. Again, this is a card that is really important, and I would probably run at least 2 in your main deck. You got another Ambrosia. I would kind of play this one by ear. I would probably myself run anywhere from 2 to 3, but more likely it would be 2. I've seen other people where they only run 1 and just use it in dire situations, and I've seen a lot of people where they use it in kind of an end game where they just replenish, just as they're hitting like anywhere from 3 to 1 Elestrals or Spirits, in their Spirit deck. They'll pop that, and they'll be able to kind of coast for the rest. You've got another Tornado. Again, this target 1 rune on your opponent's field and destroy or return it to their hand. Shield of Achilles. Now this card is probably, I want to say, the most broken card in the game right now. I would say, its effect is really, really good. If you're not running it in every single deck, and I mean like every single thing, 3 copies, everything, it's just really good. When your opponent's Elestral declares an attack, you can negate it and return the attacking Elestral to your opponent's hand. So it's a 2 cost. Some people say that it should be like a 3 cost. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. I do like it at the 2 cost, obviously. You don't want to spend more for it, but it is a really, really good card. It's just a super effective way to counter an attack. So you got that card. My camera wanted to not be focusing right now. There we go. Let's see if there we go. Back in focus. And then the last card you got your Poison Tipped Arrow. That's also a really good one. I would main deck that card as well. Those last 2 cards for sure are definitely like must-haves. But the rest of these, you kind of use and play around with. It's definitely worth running many, many, many games of a deck and seeing, kind of like if you're getting stalled, if you're drawing dead hands, stuff like that. Then it's worth swapping stuff around until you find a formula that works really good for you. Then you'll be able to, make adjustments and figure out what you need. So there you go. But that is the CENTAURBOR deck. I'm going to get these sleeved up now. But thanks for stopping by and checking out the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Next one will be coming up here. And yeah, like the video if you enjoyed the content. Please hit the bell notification if you're subscribed.